do 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 la do. Hello, Kimia. Do. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 do. Oh why Kiki? At night the full moon is calling. I feel my heart is a calling to Waikiki. And hey, good afternoon, everybody. Lucky Bean Scottish. Hello, everybody. Back from work and just hanging out a little bit today. I'm not sure if I have energy to go live tonight. It was kind of busy today. I did get some time to edit a video that I recorded earlier and put it up about cameras and things. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Cyanide cupcake. Here, have another cupcake. Charlotte, what's happening? Yeah, I felt a little bit. I felt a little bit Hawaii today. You know, the weather's turned nice. The sun's out. I'm going to go out and get the bikini up and get a little sunshine in about an hour or so. Hi, Laura. How are you? And then tomorrow I may or may not hit the road. I haven't decided. So I'm off to say Scottish. Good. I'm watching last night's late night. Yeah. Hey, Nellen. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well, sweetie. Yeah, I love blue, and some of you may know I spent 9 months in Hawaii. I think after Christmas of who the hell was it? I think after Christmas of 1995, I believe January or February. Ended up in Honolulu until September. Yeah, I think it was January through, I'm not sure, I can't even remember. Maybe it was March through the end of the year. But I enjoyed, yeah, we finally got some blue sky here. I wouldn't call it real, I'd call it a milky blue, but my spirits are a lot better. We're getting a hurricane and I'm stoked about it. Uh-oh. I'm stoked about it. Stoked about it. I'd be worried about that. Yeah, it was a good night last night, and yeah, I said what I wanted to say, and just moving on in life now, and that's a good thing. Trying to continue to put out the content that'll have some merit over the long term. That's very important to me. So what's new with you guys? I haven't thought about which movie. Well, I'm thinking about going back to Vegas again because there's a really good stretch of weather now. And I got no. It was too hot to be at the pool last time. It was too terribly uncomfortable. I didn't feel like doing any videography. It was hellish, 115 degrees. Just it didn't even feel like. But I don't even know. I don't even know. Maybe not. I tried to push a little bit ahead today, and I don't think a couple days is going to matter. Lived in Oklahoma and on and off for 12 years. I like um, I like very steady weather, like San Diego. You'll get a low maybe of 39 degrees at the extreme, and then the high, very rarely you'll get into the 90s. Usually you'll be in the upper 70s in summertime and down into the maybe 40s. It's just very comfortable there, and it's always sunny. How's Dee, by the way? I've been texting back and forth with D, and he's moving in very good directions to address things that should have been addressed years ago. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Doing things the right way, untwisting all the knots and the tangled web, and getting in there and getting things all all done on a professional basis, which I like. which I like. Depends. The weather's good. I just feel like being on the road. I'm just tired of it, and I don't know. I still might go south down to Santa Cruz, but I just got to get the hell out of California. Just need to get the heck out of California. Still dealing with that goo coming up. Plus, I think I have a dairy allergy. I had some of that Ben and Jerry's butter pecan, and I don't know, just didn't quite agree with me. Had a whole lot of phlegm. So what's new with you guys? What is new with you? Santa Cruz sounds nice, but everything is still closed up down there, right? It's just you want to do nighttime video with the rides and the boardwalk and cinematic features, but it's just dead, right? Love your shirt. Getting ready for work. There you go, Craig. No, I've just got back. Yeah, lactose intolerance. A little bit that I use. I think maybe as you get older, you get that. So you feel like you get some goo that builds up in your esophagus. So no, I just got back from work. I bagged it. Just stayed up last night. I went out to the shop after I went off at about 1:30 in the morning. I did some work out there till about 5 a.m. and then I recorded around 7 o'clock. I recorded a video and then I headed out until about noon. So you're a gypsy soul. I am, Jessica. I feel like life ripped us off with retirement and travel and just looking at the state of things. It's disconcerting. So I need to get my flu vaccine and I want to get the shingles vaccine. Gonna finish last night's lay down and watch some thriller movies. Hey Anderson Henderson, what's going on? Come on, man. Let's let's get ready to rumble. Anderson Henderson, good to see you. I like Anderson's. I like his spirit. I like his style. So I'm just enjoying a cup of coffee. The hospital stuff sucks. All they do now is put out crappy, like the things you see in 7-Eleven that have, you press down the thing to fill your coffee and it's always cold. It's always like 2 days old and it's just crap. Not like Anderson, but I would love to see him beat. I think in life you kind of either get Anderson or you don't. The thing I like about the community is the individuality of some people. They're so remarkably out of the ordinary and different, and I value that in the YouTube experience. I really love that. I think that's what makes the Boyd such an incredible watching experience. Is we're all we're all kind of weird and different in some way that people find compelling to watch and interact with. Showing cities in a pandemic state as far as film would be cool. Maybe throw back in black and white. Yeah, Lucky Beans. I kind of have an idea. And D said, "Hey, look, you've been going down to that abandoned motel in Baker, California. Why don't you take your metal detector and why don't you do some detecting around that place?" Now, I'm not sure if it's been done or not, but it might be worth spending an hour. But then I figure I've got a busted arm cuff that holds it down, so I really can't do that. Oh, yeah, I don't like cussing. I'm sorry about that, cyanide. I'm sorry about that. Hi, Rose. People in the chat room. Hey, Alexander. I'm not sure if I could get both shots at the same time. But I definitely, every year I get the influenza. And if I get it now, it takes about 3 weeks for immunity to reach its full effectiveness. So it's probably a good time to do that. I'm one of those people. I have no fear of any shots whatsoever. Just load me up with everything you got. I'm a troll who has no rules. Just depends on what kind of artistic approach you're looking for. I've done black and white features on that motel. Abandoned. I think I did a very, people were surprised. I did it in black and white. I went back and did that water park, the abandoned water park. It was 117 degrees on that floor that day recording. That turned out good. The abandoned water park, a cinematic experience. People, it was black and white, people like that. I love to use uh, black and white when I'm trying to set a certain mood. I'm trying to do that. Hey, Nocturnal, it's interesting. Those of you who remember the poster for the Exorcist movie was a black and white. It was just somebody with a, it was a foggy night, and they had a street lamp above that was casting down a triangular light, and all you saw was the silhouette of a guy in a long coat and pants and had a briefcase, and he had a hat on the side. A very powerful black and white imagery can be very, very powerful. Jessica Dean, hi. Tess, how are you? Hi, Nocturnal. John was vulnerable. Wound up in the psych ward. Thank you, Alexandra. I just decided to go a little bit Hawaii today to look up the. I like black and white too. I feel like black and white was really the standard until, well, all through the 1940s, until the cost of black and white movie, the Technicolor process got better in the 50s. So black and white, you didn't have to fiddle with color grading. You didn't have to make the scenes darker and more ominous and use blue and orange teal to give weird effects on things. You just had black and white, and that caused all the focus to be on the story and not on the trickery of color and color grading and all that. Black. Let me see which. Let me see if I can see a picture of that. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. Yeah, black and white is a tremendous medium. It's what made Ansel Adams such a great wildlife photographer, right? And out in the national parks, and he studied very thoroughly composition. You just don't go out and say that looks good and shoot a picture. You go out there and think, how can I compose this picture better? Is there a better angle I can use? Is there a little post-production that I can do here too? He was one that edited and messed around with his post after he took after he took the video. Let's see this. Yeah, there's the Exorcist thing, and you can see that iconic picture where the guy is just standing there with perfectly silhouetted outside of the house there. That's really a great image. This doesn't really do justice to that image, but it is the mood that conveys is just weird. You got the forces of light, and you got the forces of darkness. And notice that he's passing from the dark to the light as one of the in training exorcists, one of the few priests that's trained to perform exorcisms, which is a rite that's still used today, very rarely in the Catholic Church. But it's very, very cool. Very cool, that imagery. I really love Exorcist movie poster. Probably a better shot here. Yeah, there's the print. That's the actual. Let me see. This is the one that they. Let me see this thing. Yeah, there's the actual there's the actual photograph that they used to turn that into the movie. And look at that light up in the window and how they had those key lights set up that they would create a silhouette effect. And they had to wait till a foggy night. And if you know anything about Georgetown, it's kind of a creepy place anyway. That's where it was filmed in Washington, D.C. Beautiful place, but a little creepy. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, let's all get along, everybody. I have an Ansel Adams print. They're really nice. And he really mastered black and white. Yeah, it's spooky cool, isn't it, Lucky Beans? And they took that and overlaid the movie posters on top of it. So every photograph conveys meaning. And when you really study that, there's a lot of aspects to it. There's the most prevalent being that light coming down from that second floor window up there, which is really weird. The wet sidewalk, standing with the bag. I love that. I love that kind of imagery on that. You can buy the print of that. Yeah, it's nice movie poster there. It's amazing. It is spooky, cool, isn't it? And it took them a long time. There's some videos on here called "The Making of the Exorcist," and of course that was a film that really pushed up against the censors. You know, the scene with the cross and masturbating in the bed. I mean, really horrendous stuff that really shocked and appalled people in the theater to the point that some people just they would leave. They left during the movie, but it turned out to be an epic story and a good embodiment of evil versus light and the randomness of how something can happen to you in life with possession and things like that. The only movie that ever scared me, it's the only one that scared me. The one that scared me. Oh, you were born at Georgetown Hospital. Ever seen the facts? Yeah, I've seen the facts on that movie. The weird things that happened, people's fires on the production set, people got injured and hurt. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I refuse to watch movies where someone is possessed. I had no idea. I was 14 years old or something, right? My older brother's like, "Hey, let's go to the movies. There's The Exorcist is coming out." Hell, I think I'm watching a baseball movie, right? Or a football movie, the drop back and Exorcist play or something. Didn't know anything from anything. I went in there, and within within a half hour, it's like, what the fuck is this? True story goes, boy, now, man, dad, that's exactly right. It was based on a case in Mount Rainier in Maryland, actually, The Exorcist there. The Blob, yeah, the Tingler. I remember my sister screaming at the Tingler when this thing looked like a centipede, just came up the movie screen, and the film of the movie stopped, and all of a sudden you just saw the white screen, and here comes this Tingler, and everybody's screaming, and the projection is like, ladies and gentlemen, there's something loose in the theater, and people running out of their seats like. The Blob, when it falls, it end up eaten by, yeah, the Blob, yeah. Mm. The theme song, yeah, Tubular Bells was a great theme song. Just like I think the theme song from the Michael Myers, the original Donald Pleasance, and do 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 do. I thought that was a great theme. Yeah, I was legit freaked out. I was like, "What the hell is?" I'm like, "What is this? Is this, you know?" So am I supposed to be seeing this? He's like, "Yeah, you know." Just think about where you live. You see more than this every day on the street. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I had to laugh at that. Yeah, I was legit, a legit freaked out on that. It's pretty funny. So, um, when she crawls in a back bend down the stairs, I can't handle it. Yeah, that was. There were just a lot of technical aspects to be overcome. They had to basically. The worst thing, according to the people that produced that movie, was that they had to hyper cool that room so that you could see the breath. And that wasn't post production added. They had super freezer chillers running on set there. And the girls, Linda Blair, who played Regan, was just like, man, you just it was so I'm there in a thin nightshirt, right? You can't be padded underneath of it, and it's like 20 degrees on the set. It's like, holy hell. What's up, Harvey? Harvey, I heard the same jive this morning, right? The view count, that many people watch. The guy didn't even stop to consider that I'm not even on my A channel, right? Duh. I moved all my live streaming. I love the way that certain people just can't resist talking about me. The man who wrote the book believed he was possessed when he wrote it. I believe that. What was that? William Bladley, something like that. Yeah. Vincent Price movies. They were good. Horror movies have some of the best iconic music scores, and also Jessica and Lucky Beans. Those scores tend to stay with you. There's two scores that really stay with you. Um, Movies that have been adapted from Broadway tend to be very strong. Why? Because they were written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, or they were written by George Gershwin and Porgy and Bess, and people always remember, like Showboats, Old Man River, do do do, and those things. So songs that carry over from Broadway really have very sticky in the remembrance of movie songs. We have William Peter Blatty, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Harvey. I don't know if I would call it a great movie. I would certainly call it a movie that pushed the envelope dramatically in terms of it was the movie that probably spelled the end of the censor boards in the Hays Code because Maryland was the last state that had a censor board, and it was run by some woman they couldn't stand her. I don't know, with Dorothy something or other. And she always poured tons of money into be elected as head of the Maryland Movie Review Board. Just a weird old bat. And finally, they had a vote, and they just did away with that stuff. Can't remember what that Maryland Board of Censors like was the last one in the nation. Horror movies will give you an actual physical. This is why people tend to be addicted to them. Freaked out. Rosemary Baby still amazing, especially Ruth Gordon's performance. Yeah. Sequels were also, yeah, it's rare to have a good sequel. And the fact that it's based on true events dramatized makes it that much more thought provoking in the end. So I fall. Yeah, Mia Farrow was there's another actress I could never warm up to. Um, Sorry, I just didn't. I couldn't get down with Mia Farrow in the sense of movies. I'm good to be on the city this week. Albuquerque, the house, the true story, the extras, based in St. Louis. You want to talk about some scary shit? Yeah, I hear different versions. Some people claim it was based in Mount Rainier, Maryland, The Exorcist, which is outside of D.C. or whatever. Other people claim different areas. Doesn't matter. It's a well-written tale, and exorcism is a true rite, though rarely performed. Rite of the Catholic Church. the process of exorcism. Yeah, the man that played the priest, he never really did too much after that, but he laughed about that. And what was he saying? The poor guy that did they had the poor stunt guy that had to go out the window at the end, throw himself through the window, hit the steps, and those steps are in Georgetown. They're super long. I've been on them before. And roll down those steps head over heels over it. And he had to do that like 10 times till they got that take right. And the guy that played the priest is like, holy hell, man. All I had to do was lay at the bottom and just hold my head, like, and my eyes roll back in my head. Star Wars, I'm gonna say the movie cursed their career. I believe that too. I don't know. Ellen Burstyn went on to some things. Ellen Burstyn went on to same time next year. I think she went on to. Didn't she play with Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters of the Third Kind? She went on to a pretty. She went on to The Goodbye Girl with Mason, whatever his name was. Have you seen The Entity based on? No, I haven't seen that. Yeah, those stairs in Georgetown are incredible. Just incredible. And you'll notice when they did the Joker movie, they found the same kind of set of steps in the Bronx in New York City. And they made that a feature of the Joker movie, the last Joker movie, where the guy that played the Joker in real life, he'd have to haul himself up, trudge up all of these steps up this thing once or twice a day, hundreds of steps, and then have to trudge up the steps into the apartment where he lived. It's all that symbolism of just defeated by, just beaten down by life. Did not kill him. Yeah, I'll tell you, Scottish, that's how tough stunt people are. They know how to roll. They probably had, I don't know if they had, it was dark, they could put some kind of black padding down and not ruin the effect. I don't know, but it was terrible. Offense to Mom, fancied the mom at the time. Yeah, that was Ellen Burstyn. Burstun, I believe. I was there. Seen The Changeling with George, great all that. Yeah, I think so. Max von Sydow died age 80. I remember him in the Seventh Seal years and years ago, which we studied in film class, which I just kind of hung around. I wasn't officially enrolled in it, but you got to see a lot of good movies and crap like that. Yeah, Swedish being old age. He did some great movies. Um, Laurence Olivier, another one that lived a long time. Did some great movies. Remember him in the Marathon Man, I think it was called. He's just a very good, very well trained, tremendous actor. As most did come out of that tradition of the British theater. When you think about it, it was amazing. The people that came out of the British theater and made a mark on American movie screens, Vivian Leigh, the hell's that guy that played Ashley in Gone with the Wind, and Laurence Olivier, and so many of the great stage actors came out of the UK with they had great theater groups over there, the Royal Theatre Company. It's a lot to look into. There's a lot of good connection over there. So they just seem to be more professionally. They made the transition from stage to film much more easily. Harvey in the movie, the younger priest died. Hey, what's up, Coach? I'm just hanging out, just chilling out after a bit of time at work. Last night I discovered Who's Afraid of Virginia but Elizabeth Taylor. The whole movie, Alexander the Fair, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, is unusual because it was really the first movie that pitted two alcoholics against each other, and the young couple. I can't remember who in the hell played them, but a kind of goofy looking gal and her boyfriend or husband. It was interesting to see that dynamic played out for the first time, that you have two people that could barely contain how much they hate their lives, and then they're forced to look at each other every day, and that makes them drink more. It's pretty funny. It's a great movie. Exorcist 3 is the one to see with George C. Scott. How you doing, Kit and Kat? Talking through Regan. So that's a great movie. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Richard Burton, outstanding in that. I just, she was good in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof too, with Burl Ives and um, Paul Newman. She was great in that with Big Daddy. It's a great one. Burton and Tara perfectly against each other. What a perfect match. And you can think of Days of Wine and Roses with Jack Lemmon's tremendous performance in that. I think he played opposite of Anne Bancroft in that. But wow, when you think of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, black and white movie, nobody cared that it wasn't in color, right? Didn't care one whit because the story trumps all. But it was really amazing to see um, people that would stay together, but they had no respect for each other. They would just bury it when they were socially meeting people, like the new professor and his wife at the university, and then get a few drinks in and boom, 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 boom. You son of a bitch, you never amounted to anything. My father always said that you were a louse. Hello, Lolly. Thank you. Thank you. I like the third because it covers the past, present, possessing. Ex Machina last night for the first nine graves. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Lee Remick was in Days of Wine and Roses. That's cool. Thought it was whoever starred. I didn't know if Anne Bancroft was in there. Anne Bancroft won a Oscar. She kind of fought her way into there. She was against some tough company. Of course, she was in for The Graduate, but she was a highly skilled actress too. I haven't decided on the movie yet. I'll probably decide between now and tonight. Maybe put a movie out there. Maybe something fresh that you guys haven't seen that's freely available. And then next Monday we can fire up a night stream and discuss that movie. And it's not going to be any long epic or something like that, but it might be something that designed to have a little bit of shock value, designed to show some of the high quality production that occurred. Some of the camera work is tremendous. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm just chilling out. I wanted to have a good cup of coffee. It's rare I make better coffee as far as go. Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Hey Prince Noob, how are you? When they stick that needle in her throat in a second, that freaked me out. And the spinal tap too in the first one. But I don't like movies. I told you guys before, like Saw 1. I saw Saw, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just not down with this. Just this brutal, senseless killing. It just, flickering the monkey puke green walls, the flickering for fluorescence, the nobody's around, bzz, bzz, and all the weird noises in there. How you doing, Missy? I didn't even see Missy in here. Blair Witch Project. Camera work stock. Blair Witch was the project that proved that if a story was good enough, even the camera work didn't even matter about no stabilization. You just got the effect of shaking and horror and all that kind of stuff. Do you have electric coffee? I use a Mr. Coffee here. I got to confess to you guys, when I was in Reno last time, I was staying at the El Dorado Hotel. They had a Starbucks Keurig. They had two little things. One was decaf and one was regular. And I had never used a Keurig machine before. Okay, I had no idea what the hell it is. I ended up pushing the thing in backwards. I thought I'm gonna make this thing fit. I turned it upside down, and what a disaster, you know. And it just, I'm probably the only person in the history of the world that destroyed a Keurig coffee maker there. That movie did me in. Rain's Gone, coffee. What's sad here is we had Pete's Coffee downtown. This is my Pete's Coffee mug, and they closed up shop. And then the Guardian, for the first time, vinyl has outsold CDs. Yeah, I don't know many people buying CDs anymore, so I'm not surprised. Subscription music services, I don't even know if they produce much in the way of CDs, but vinyl is definitely making a comeback. The Shining was great, but I want to get something a little more obscure than something that you guys are all familiar with. And if you hear talk tonight, pick a movie, give a link for it on YouTube. It's got to be a movie that you can watch for free, and then we'll talk about that movie. You got a whole week to watch it, think about it, and we'll point out some of the things that you might want to think about while you're watching that particular movie. Blair, I'm a vinyl free. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I love Pete's Coffee, but they closed up downtown. Remember that sweet black guy that I always see, the heavy set when sitting outside of the what used to be Pete's. I asked the guy, what the heck happened to Pete's Coffee? He said, oh, they closed down in August. I was like, what? I mean, they had the hot corner there, right? But you couldn't drink your coffee inside, and they never really put out outside seating. Angel Heart, have you seen a really expensive? To me, a Technics is a really expensive. You know, I'm not gonna. There were certain branches, Harvey, as you know, I didn't want to go down. I didn't want to go down reel to reel because I didn't want to get volumes of tapes and tapes, and I didn't want to go down with turntables. Whatever turntable I have was created by Voice of Music in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Uh, Tons of flicks on my playlist. Yeah, I'm looking for some obscure stuff. How you doing, Susie? Excuse me. What's your most prized record? Mine is something that it's only prized in the sense of rarity. I'm not proud about the imagery these days of the record. I feel it's well, I'm one of those people that a lot of people don't, black people don't think that Aunt Jemima is offensive because it was representative of a real woman, and actually the family of the original gal is very upset that they're going to revamp the Aunt Jemima. She said she was very proud. The family was proud to have that. There was never any negative connotation with that. So, trying to find where in the heck I got this. You know, I'm not going to trash it because it's a collector's item, but. That is, it's becoming a more collectible thing. Al Jolson was before my time. I think my grandmother used to watch him Rockabye Your Baby and Swanee and all that kind of stuff. Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie melody. And, you know, it's just a representation of that. That doesn't really fit the times anymore, and I can understand that. I can understand that. The house lights dim, the curtain goes up, the spotlight enters on a little man with black cork on his face and white gloves on his hand. Those broadly smiling blackened features, those white gloves, are to become famous throughout the world. The universally recognized trademark of the one and only Al Jolson. Um, okay, it's here vibrantly and visually is the humble cantor's son who became a phenomenal figure, a legend in his own time and ours. This is a high fidelity. This is not. I don't think this is a stereo record, but you couldn't produce something like that today. You couldn't do something like that. I mean, that's patently offensive today. You can forget the era of the blackface. It has no place, even as throwback or icons of history and things like that. It's just a no bueno, white people portraying blacks and all that. So, although I can appreciate the craft and everything is to do with the spirits of the time, it's only one that I keep as a for the value of it, but not something that I particularly. Uh, he's not a singer that I would be particularly care to listen to and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it's favorite, but I would say it's the most unusual. Yeah, it's cool and it's rare and it's a nice. It's well preserved, but it's one of those moments in that defines how far we've hopefully come as a society in our understanding of what should be and what shouldn't be. They were different times exactly, and we have to recognize that times is what defines people. They can only be product of their times. They can't live in 2020 and perform in the 1930s and 20s. Remember, Al Jolson was really not the first. They say the first talkie, the first Vitaphone with more than 10 seconds of talking or something like that. But he was groundbreaking in that. Warner Brothers was willing to take a shot on sound in 1928, and he was the one that, with Vitaphone, that did that. So Coca-Cola blackface guy, yeah, it is rude. It's hi Jen, how are you? But it's like holding on to history. And I don't burn history. You can use it as a teaching point to show people this is what this was culturally acceptable to a lot of people at one time as entertainment. And then whoever you're talking to can say, wow, but we've sure come a long way since then. Exactly. Exactly. Blackface and Looney Tunes, all of that stuff. All of that. Warner Brothers cartoons, the Looney Tunes, the Hanna-Barbera, some of the early Popeye. Just it was it. And then Rosie needed you because I was here. So it's interesting what times that we live in. So we'll go through and try to find a movie that's maybe a little more obscure, maybe been buried a little bit, but something that won't cost a thin dime to watch on YouTube, and then we can talk about it and see what you guys think. Try to do that by tonight, unless I fall asleep. Hmm, that's good. Coffee's cold. Let me just dump this. This is. Oh, look at this! Look at this shirt. I'm just swimming in this thing. This thing is so big, so big, so big. And then, if it works out good for Monday night, we'll switch it off. We'll pick somebody, and then they can put their movie up there, and we can look at that. they can discuss what they believe makes that highlight on that. Dumping cold coffee, that's the best. I don't want it. Yeah, it looks like a dress, doesn't it? So big on. I'm swimming in this thing, absolutely swimming in it. So I think that that might be a fun thing to do for Monday night, something pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get the professional critic's point of view. If it's something that has a cinematography backstory to it, or whatever makes it unusual. Wire stereo kicked out at that angle needs extension cord. It needs fixing. I can't keep pushing it back when I need to take components out. Uh, I like to leave it in a position where I can put the tuner in and out, take it out, work on it, put it back in, hook it up, take it out again. So, yeah, it's very comfortable. Merry Christmas, Mele Kaliki Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas. La da da do 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 da 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 do do la da 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 do 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 la da do do do. Yeah, I destroyed that with a it was a globe. It was a snow globe with a candle on top, and I was a little tipsy on Christmas Eve at the end of the show, and I was cleaning it up, and I tipped it over, and the glass ball broke on the inside the bay and went all down inside the control tuner area. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it gone. I got a little bit of AM to come out of it, but the thing that's really all cocked up is FM. When that valve exploded the other day, rude to laugh, but I laughed at the damn thing exploding. What was that, Alexander? You mean back at the when that big electrolytic capacitor, that can blew up on me? Woo! That's why you always wear safety glasses when you're working on that stuff. When you're putting in a piece, starting up a piece. Hey, Johnny West, when you're starting up a piece of electronic gear, woo! Better be careful. Wax is good for wood. Yeah, it was like, problem is it wasn't just water inside the thing, it was like a glycerin too. Because the glycerin helps when you shake it, the glycerin helps the snowflakes fall slower in there. So change the tube coupling cap. I'm too lazy, Harvey. Do do do. Do you think DB Cooper lived? I do believe he did, Johnny West. I believe DB Cooper took the money, jumped out of the plane, landed, hiked out, however he did it. If he didn't break his leg or something, could be dead outside. There could be a body laying somewhere out there that hasn't been discovered yet. Who knows? But chances are he took that money and just cash allows you to start a new life. You don't have to, all you have to do is present cash, right, to live in life. Yeah, we'd like a check. I don't have a checking account. This money says legal for all debts, public and private, right? DB Cooper. At least in my opinion, you guys might feel otherwise, but it was a pretty brilliant way to get off of a plane. Did anyone stream just go haywire? I'm still showing live, but on Streamlabs, it's always goofing up the other side. Yeah, if DB Cooper passed somebody, should be okay. Just refresh if you're having problems with the connection. It's Streamlabs and their usual. Just turned off and went back on. I don't know what it is, Cupcake. It's some problem with YouTube lately. I don't use Apple products, but Apple tends to flicker if you're on StreamYards, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's okay here. Just sometimes I think it depends on the device that you're watching on. Harvey, good job on your gate there, right? Putting your new lock in. You best to get that door off the hinges, Harvey, and cut out a piece of stock for that bottom and tongue and groove that, man, and fix that door at the bottom. Yeah, Streamlabs, StreamYards, all of that crap's been wonky. I gave up on mobile Streamlabs. It's useless. After 40 minutes, you can't see the side chats freezes, and they still see you on the chat, but I can't see what you guys are typing. Jay Berlin, how you doing, Jay? Zoom flickers with me unless I turn the resolution down. Do you think the three Alcatraz prisoners survived? That would be the ones that got over to Angel Island. I think that those prisoners, I think it was 1962 or 61, that the escape from Alcatraz was based on that. I believe that because of the strong currents in the Golden Gate and their lack of really appreciable exercise while being locked up in Alcatraz and the extremely cold water of the Golden Gate area, that I have a feeling that they probably died of hypothermia and got swept out past the Golden Gate Bridge out to sea where they call the Farallon Islands out there. And that's all patrolled by enormous great white sharks and stuff. And I'm sure they ended up being a shark fest out there, hors d'oeuvre fest. Do do do. Good on you. Yeah, off eight. I'm happy. I got my. Thought today I'd be a little Hawaii Five O, which was one of my favorite TV shows. Saturday nights growing up. Da, 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 do, 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 do. I love Jack Lord. Hell of an actor. Do, 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 do. Chin Ho is Ho Chin, and Chung Wok is Wok Chung. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. It's pretty cool when I lived in Hawaii to go to the King Queen the palace down there. I don't know, Queen Iolani Palace or the King Kamehameha Palace down there where the headquarters went. You want to go to the Faroe Islands? That's your dream. Thank you, Jay. Book 'em Dano. Great show. What I liked it. Everything featured Ford Mercury vehicles, and he had the big ass boat, that 1966 Mercury Montego or Marquis, whatever the hell it was. I love that. I love the opening. I love the fact that, I don't want to sound bad, but I like the fact there was quite a bit of show violence on that in a meaningful way. There were a lot of shootings. There was a lot of, they couldn't really show it too much, but there was a lot of thuggery and a lot of bad guys on that. Big Elvis Presley fan. Yeah, we could see Jack Lord. Jack and his wife Mary lived on the windward side of the island. I would see past his place when I was, and he was a very shy guy. He never wanted to participate in any accolades. He just wanted to live his life and be left alone. But yeah, his wife Mary, and then I think he died of Alzheimer's, and then she may still be alive. I'm not sure. Magnum PI, big sister just texted she won another hand pay. God darn, man. Charlotte, what is the story down there? Your sister already won. Your sister's winnings are now coming up to $8,000, less whatever she played. You, Woo Fat. Yeah, Woo Fat. I love that. Lucky person I know. She even surpasses me in luckiness. No, Mr. Favor from Rawhide left the show in a 7 or 8, then died shooting new stuff in South America. Yeah, it happens. Sometime get the backstory of African Queen down there and how miserable it was in the Belgian Congo, those filming conditions down there, how lousy that was. Yeah, everything's kind of sketchy. Filming in location, right, has all kinds of problems. Think about Waterworld. Steven Spielberg tells Kevin Costner, whatever you do, man, do not film a movie on the water. Okay? You got high power cables running around and water and things are sinking and do 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 bum bum bo do 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 do. So that's pretty lucky that she won that. It's pretty well lucky. Bogart and Hepburn. Yeah, I like being down at the what was that hotel? Iolana Hotel down where they filmed Jack Lord. That pull away shot with the helicopter where he's on the roof of the resort hotel there, and it just pulls away right there on Waikiki Beach. I still like the movie Waterworld. That's fine. I mean, I'm just saying. I thought it was funny that Spielberg, as experienced as he was, said this. You might want to consider not filming on water. That's all. Hi, Kiwana. How are you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you, the beautiful Kiwana, the queen of cuisine, baby. Who was that? Who was the guy who was filming that on Apocalypse Now or whatever, and the helicopter crashed? Vic Morrow or something like that. Yeah, there was just some people die on set. Subject to do 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 wink 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 wink. Chinatown's pretty cool in Honolulu. It's pretty cool. It's what makes it cool is the Chinese food has become so debased from the real China food because there's been so many generations that came over in the 1880s or whatever and to work the sugar and pineapple plantations that food is just it just took on a weird new direction. Planet of the Apes can I don't know, Susie. Ridiculous problems with the movement of Jaws was of course that movie was a '70s. That was very early. Nothing could be done wirelessly. They had to have mechanical movements for all those jaws, and sometimes the thing could go out of control and go spastic in the lagoon. Candle Hoarder, how are you? You read Jaws as a kid. I think I was working at the beach that summer, but I can't think it ever really made a big impact on me because I kind of grew up on the water on Chesapeake Bay and would be down as a kid on the Atlantic Ocean 1 week a year down there at Ocean City. I don't believe it ever made much of an impact on me. Oh, late night and early morning. Pardon me. Pardon me. I had to take that to go drop that thing off at the FedEx too. I had to return that GH5 Panasonic camera today. I got back from grocery store. Can't believe how the prices are gone up. Yeah, you better load up on shelf stable commodities because when you increase the money supply of the nation 50% in 6 months, that's all going to ripple through, and you wonder why gold is $2,000 an ounce and silver is almost 30. Yep. Yeah. Welcome to welcome to stagflation. In a sense, just to stay out of the dang water. Sometimes the solution is so simple. Cyanide. Well, you're better on the beach anyway, baby. Give them a treat out there. Only thing I'm worried about in the waters now is jellyfish. They used to come through every time you had a tide in full moon in Hawaii. You would have 3 or 4 days later, you would have a temporary invasion of moon jellyfish, and then after a while, they would pass and float out. Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss was got the washing machine on in a moment. A man's work is never done. Harvey, I got laundry in too. Lots of sharks in the Gulf. That woman's hip action on Hawaii opening makes me want to get up and shake. And they also froze that a little bit too. They had some special effects on that. Yeah, these hula is a big thing in Hawaii across all the islands, and every year they have the Merry Monarch Festival in Hilo, Hawaii, where they bring all of the hula halal, all the schools together, and they have competition to which it's kind of like Mardi Gras with the best dressed and the parade, but they'll have the best hula companies from little KK, teeny little weeny, 3 years old, 2 years old, all the way up to senior 70s, 80s, and 90s doing that. Yeah, jellyfish, tin shortage, produce, and meat is beyond. I'm just telling you, load up, load up. Buy the case. Go to your restaurant supply store and buy case quantity stuff. That's the key right now. Because a lot of restaurants are shut down and there's a lot of flow of crap that's sitting in restaurant supply stores that's shelf stable that nobody's buying. Nobody buying. Which Hawaiian islands have you? Only one, Oahu. I never got to. When I would fish in the morning, I could see Maui, and I could Molokai was the one that I could see out on the water. Looking eastward, I could see Molokai, and on a really clear day, I could see Maui. But I couldn't see the big island, and I wasn't on the other side, the leeward side, to see Kauai and Niihau. Wouldn't mind saying this. She believes it's her husband of 32 years bringing him out of heaven, bringing her luck. He passed from cancer. Oh, well. Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. And as far as working, I know, Cheryl, you were concerned. Thank you, Candlewater. You were concerned that about Tara and my working. I've already assured that I have time off the first 2 weeks of whenever Tara is coming. And then I want to go down to San Diego and spend a week. So I've already ensured that Tara is more important to me, and she's been taken totally into consideration. So you will see Tara on the rancho, and you will see Tara down when I'm down in San Diego, down there. I spent 9 months in Hawaii. Really nice. I went there for 2 weeks. But as far as long-term living goes, it just I got island fever after a while. Just the sameness of it kind of got to me. There was political infighting. It was the worst traffic of any city I lived in. The freeway was a nightmare. The H1, the H2 freeways were. They made LA look like a Sunday school picnic. That traffic. Better stock. Yeah, so stock up on shelf stable stuff. And yeah, Teraboo. Yeah. What is Bobby's YouTube name? Bobby Bobby McConlogue. McConlogue. Hawaii's expensive because of the price of paradise. Everything has to be shipped into Hawaii. Gas, fuel to raw oil for refineries to produce gasoline. All that stuff has to be shipped in. Food, medicine, and it has to be brought in on a United States flagged carrier, which is rare these days. Not Panamanian, not Bahamian, not Chinese, not Philippine. It has to be an American flagged vessel There's something called the Jones Act, which requires that goods shipped between U.S. ports have to be carried on United States flagged vessels. So, yeah, thank you, BB. I'm liking I'm enjoying it. It's comfortable, uh, very nice. Tiny bubbles make you wanna feel happy. La da doo 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 ba boo boo ba doo ba doo boo. Tiny bubbles. Woo. Yeah, it's about 20% more expensive. But people that live in California don't really notice that much of a difference in pricing coming out of particularly Northern California. But it's very cheap to go now. But the problem is you got to sit around a hotel room for 2 weeks in quarantine. And who wants to waste their time doing that? I sure don't. I sure don't want to do that. So this evening, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the first movie. I'll be open to suggestions in the future, but I think to kick things off for next Monday's movie night, I'm going to pick the first movie, announce that tonight, give you a link on YouTube to be able to watch that. I think it's imperative that people not have to spend any money to see the movie. So it'll be a movie that's free, and then we'll take it forward from there. Hello, Peachy Pie. Don't worry about you going back to it. I know you do, Cheryl. I just wanted to tell you that, you know, people are a top priority for me, and Tara's been one of my closest and dearest friends that endures. She defines what a real friend means in life. Black is very sexy. Yes, it is. So, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. It's been about an hour or so. I don't like to run these morning when it's too long. I got laundry too, Harvey. I got to pull that at a machine. But I do wish you guys a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening. And I will be back tonight, and we will have our first movie, our first homework assignment. You'll have all week to watch the movie. My suggestion is don't watch it until it gets closer to Monday, or watch it several times. Have a few questions down below to maybe stimulate your watching of the movie, and we'll talk about things, your thoughts about production values, cinematography, the story, the pacing. What was the worst aspect? What was the best aspect of the movie? So have a wonderful day. If you've not hit the thumbs up button, it would be nice to get up to 50 thumbs up on this. So I'll see you guys tonight, and enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe.